Hi, welcome to Yoga with Miss Melissa. Today we're back outside again to practice yoga. It's a warm day, the sun is shining, the clouds are in the sky, and it's a perfect day to bring our yoga mat or maybe a beach towel or a picnic blanket outside to do our yoga. I've picked a shady spot because the sun is warm today and it's beating down. And it reminds me to tell you about making sure you're drinking enough water. Whether you're practicing outside or even inside, it's good to remember to drink water, especially during the summer months when it's so hot outside. We want to make sure that we're continuing to replenish and restore our body as we move and stretch. So today's yoga practice is about Noah's Ark. Nobody on earth listened to God except for Noah. And God told Noah that there would be a flood, and he told him to build a boat for his family and to take 2 of every kind of bird and animal with him on the boat. Noah did exactly as God had told him, and then the rain began. And it rained and it rained, and water covered the land, but Noah's boat floated safely. At last, the rain stopped. When the land was dry, Noah opened the door to the ark. Out flew the birds, off scampered the animals, and Noah said a special thank you to God. God told Noah that the rainbow is the sign of his promise that he will never flood the whole earth again. And when I listen to that story, there are a few things that stand out to me. One, God's promise to us that we remember in the form of a rainbow. 2, mountain. The boat, the ark that Noah and all the animals were in, landed safely on top of a mountain. And 3, all of the different animals that were on the boat with Noah. Those 3 things got me to thinking about yoga. There are so many yoga poses that are about animals, about a mountain, and about a boat, and even a rainbow. So today, we're going to do a practice that's going to remind us about the story of Noah's Ark. And we're going to begin in mountain pose. So let's find our mountain. Bring your feet together, touching, or if you'd like, a little bit of space between your feet. And let's find our 4 corners. 1 at our big toe, 1 at our pinky, and then the 2, 1 on each side of our heel. And just rock back and forth, coming up on your toes and back on your heels to find those 4 corners of your feet. Maybe a little bit side to side, a little bit back and forth. Let's begin by getting stable on our feet and strengthening up our big, strong leg muscles. Let's bring our tummy muscles tight and towards the inside of our body, towards our spine. And let's feel our shoulders going up, but not here, like up to our ears, just staying down, but our back lengthening. Our head is reaching to the sky, and our hands can be down at our sides, in prayer, hands at heart center, above our head, or above our head making a mountain peak. So as we're getting ready to do our practice today, let's close our eyes and begin to center ourselves in our strong mountain pose. Taking deep breaths in through our nose and a deep breath out through our mouth. You may choose to close your eyes as you follow the breath in and out of the body, or you may choose to stare gently and softly at something just outside of your vision, straight ahead, not focusing or straining, but letting it get a little fuzzy. Taking deep breaths in, we slowly begin to slow our breath down. As we slow our body down, as we slow our mind down. Yoga is about pairing our breath as we move our body and staying here in the present moment, focusing on that breath while our body moves. So take a few more deep breaths in and out at your own pace. Feeling yourself strong and steady in your mountain pose. If your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them. And if your hands are anywhere except for down by the side of your body, let's move them there. We're going to add a little movement. So let's take a deep breath in and our hands go up to the sky. And as we breathe out, they come back down to our sides. Another breath in and our hands are up and our gaze follows them. And as we breathe out, our hands come back down to our side and our gaze follows them as well, and we are looking down at our toes. Another breath in as we reach high. And another breath out as we stretch like we could touch the sides of the room, or if we're outside, all the way around the world. Next breath in, our hands are going to go up and our gaze follows. And as we breathe out, we're going to forward fold into gorilla. So put a little bend in your knees and bring your hands down to wherever they'll reach. Maybe they're touching the mat today. Maybe they're dangling like mine are. And I want you to let your neck and your head hang loose and slowly move back and forth, much like a gorilla would as they're running across the grass. Feeling your back lengthening, feeling your backs of your legs stretching. Taking another breath in gorilla and out. On your next breath in, let's slowly roll up, gently back to a standing position. And we'll move into eagle. So we'll take a deep breath in and our hands will go out and up. And as we breathe out, we bring them out to the sides and we twist them like rope. If this is uncomfortable, maybe we put our hands on our shoulders. Remember, if it hurts, don't do it. Yoga is meant to be comfortable. So if this feels better, bring your hands here. Bringing your feet together, take a deep breath in and bend your knees. And as you breathe out, bring one foot over the other. So let's start with our right leg crossing over our left. And we are in eagle pose. Take a deep breath in and draw your shoulders down and back. And as you breathe out, maybe you feel your tummy muscles sucking into your spine. This is a balance pose, so you may notice that you're wobbly. If you fall out, just get right back in. Take another breath in. And as you breathe out, let's open our arms like we're flapping our wings and bring our foot to the ground. And as we breathe out, now we'll take our left arm under our right and either twist our hands and arms like rope, or we'll bring them to our shoulders. Take a deep breath in and stretch up tall. And as you breathe out, bend your knees. And now let's bring our left leg over our right. Now we're doing eagle on the left side. And you might notice that one side of your body has an easier time balancing than the other. That's pretty normal. So we just learn to work so that each side is balanced like the other. If you fall out, just remember, get right back in. Take one more deep breath in and out. And on our next breath in, we open our wings like a proud eagle, bringing our foot to the mat. And as we breathe out, we bring it down. I know our Bible story today didn't talk about animals of the sea, but I imagine there were a few on the ark. And one I think about is crab. So let's put some space between our feet, getting kind of a wide stance or a straddle, and turn your toes out so it's facing the corners of your mat. We're going to take a deep bend, and if you notice that your knees are going past your toes, take a bigger step. So we'll stretch up straight and tall, we'll bring our arms out, and then we're going to bend them into our crab claws. Take a deep breath in, we stretch up tall, and as we breathe out, we bend our knees and move our crab claws. Take a deep breath in and we straighten, and a deep breath out, and maybe we bend a little bit more this time. Take a deep breath in, and maybe this time you want to stretch your crab claws out, out, out. And one more time, we bend. And we make our little claws open and close. Take one more breath here, holding it, holding it, holding it, building big, strong leg muscles. And as we breathe out, we'll come back to standing. We're gonna move down to the mat because there's lots of poses that we do on our tummy, sitting down, and on our back that remind us of various animals. So we're gonna come down into a tabletop, and we're gonna first do cat and cow. So your toes can be turned under like mine are, or if you'd like, turn them so they're touching the mat. And we're gonna take a deep breath in, and we're gonna raise our tail and our nose to the sky. And as we breathe out, we round our back like an angry cat. We take a deep breath in, and we arch like a cow. And as we breathe out, we round like an angry cat. One more, take a deep breath in into cat, or cow, excuse me. And as we breathe out, we round into cat. Bring your spine back to neutral, like a strong tabletop, and we're gonna turn our toes, and we're gonna push our pockets up to the sky. Now we're in down dog. We're making an upside down V with our body. We're pushing into the mat with our 5 fingers and the palms of our hand. And we might notice that we need to bend our knees a little bit, or we can have our legs straight. Some of us may get our heels all the way down to the mat. Some of us have never done that, and that's okay. But we're in downward facing dog, taking a deep breath in as we let our head hang like a grape on the stem, and out as we feel that stretch through our upper back, all the way down the backs of our legs. Let's take one more deep breath in. And as we breathe out, we're gonna move into a plank, which means we just walk our hands maybe a little bit forward, and we're holding straight and strong, and we'll come all the way down to our tummies into a cobra. So turning your toes down to the mat, I'll scoot back a little bit so you can see me. I've got my hands under my shoulder. And I'm gonna take a deep breath in as I let my toes flatten to the mat. And as I breathe out, I'm gonna lift my head up to the sky. Take a deep breath in as we come back down. And maybe we turn our head down to the mat just to take a little rest. This is a spine strengthening pose, and we're working our back. So let's take another deep breath in as we turn. As we breathe out, we lift our back, and maybe this time you want to move your elbows under your shoulders. Or if your back is extra bendy today, you can push up into your hands. Your gaze is just straight out, looking ahead. Take one more breath in and out. Coming back down. Now, we're gonna come all the way down to our mat, and we're going to do shark pose. So we're gonna bring our hands behind our back, and we make our shark fin. Our toes are down on the mat, and we're gonna take a deep breath in, and as we do, we're gonna lift up our shark fin and our feet, and we're gonna swim, swim, swim through the ocean. Take one more breath in, and as you breathe out, come down and turn your head and rest your spine. It's doing a lot of hard work. Let's do shark one more time. Take a deep breath in and lift your feet and your fin and swim and swim and swim. And as you breathe out, come back down. Awesome job. Let's push up into a seated position. So I'm going to bring my legs out in front of me, and we're going to do pigeon. So we're going to get ourselves back up into a tabletop, and we're going to bring our right knee up behind our right wrist and hand, and our foot moves back, and we'll slowly start to stretch our left leg out behind us. This may be where you stop, right here. If you'd like to go a little further, you can bring your elbows down, and you may stay right here. If you'd like to go a little bit further, we can do sleepy pigeon, where we stretch our arms all the way out and we put our head on the mat. Any of these versions of pigeon is a great stretch for your hips. So take a deep breath in and stretch. And if your face and head are resting on the mat, feel that stretch across your neck. And if you're on your elbows like I am, feel that stretch in your hip and across your shoulders. Take one more breath in. And as you breathe out, let's bring our hands under our shoulders and do pigeon on the other side. So we're going to bring our left knee behind our left wrist and our foot moving back under our body. And then we stretch our leg back. And we can stay right here, or we may come down to our elbows, or all the way down into sleepy pigeon. Continuing to breathe and focus on your breath as you're moving through your poses. Let's take a few more breaths in pigeon as we stretch our hips, opening up that space in our body. Take another breath in and out. Let's bring our right knee under our body and bring our hands under our shoulders. And we're going to come into boat. Remember, our whole story today is about Noah's Ark. So we'll come to a sitting position on our pockets, on our mat. And we'll bring our feet out in front of us. So there's a couple different ways you can do boat. We can begin simply by reaching our hands out in front and leaning back a little bit, feeling our tummy muscles starting to strengthen. And this may be your boat today, and this is a fantastic boat. If you want to make your boat a little more tricky, go ahead and lift one leg up. Maybe you lift another leg up, and now you're balancing on your tailbone. Breathing in and out. You can bring your hands in prayer. You can bring them above. Now, some people even like to straighten their legs in boat. I think I'm going to stay here today. But if you'd like to straighten your legs, reach your toes to the sky. And let's take in one more breath in and out as we bring our feet back to the mat. And let's take our hands and just hold onto the backs of our legs and pull gently while we stretch our chest. Taking a deep breath in and out. And we have one more pose to do before we take our final Shavasana, our final resting pose. So we're going to lay all the way down onto our backs, and we're going to bring our feet close enough that we can touch the backs of our ankles. And we're going to do bridge, or today we're going to call it rainbow, to remind us of God's promise. So as we take a breath in, we lift our hips up, up, up to the sky. And take a deep breath out and feel that stretch across your upper legs into your hips, and also those tummy muscles that we just worked during boat. Take another breath in and drop your hips down just a little bit. And as you breathe out, let's see if you can push them a little higher to the sky. One more breath in, we drop our hips just a little. And as we breathe out, we push our hips all the way to the sky. Breathing in, we bring them all the way down. And if you're ready for a final rest, go ahead and stretch your legs out to the ends of your mat. Begin with your feet together and then let them fall open like the pages of a book. Hands are resting along the side of your body with your palms up. And if you'd like, just close your eyes and let's go back to that breath that we began in mountain pose with. Continuing to breathe as you lay in your final resting pose, absorbing all the work that your body's done today. And remembering, God has promised us that He will be here and will never flood our earth again. So even when things are difficult, even when times seem to be a struggle, we know that God is here with us. I hope you enjoy doing this yoga practice as maybe a family or as a way to connect yourself, not only with your body and your breath, but with God's unending promises for us. Until I see you again, enjoy yoga and namaste.